Okay, so in the world of digital ads, there's this massive hidden leak, and it's costing businesses a fortune. And no, we're not talking about bad ad creative or poor targeting. It's something way, way simpler. Today, we're going to talk about the ad spend leak and the awesome tech that's fixing it for good. Let's dive in. So, let me ask you something. What if a company's biggest, most expensive flaw wasn't some complex strategy mistake, but something super basic? And what if that flaw was actually your biggest opportunity? We're about to pull back the curtain on a problem that is everywhere, and it's costing a ton of money. And yeah, it all starts with the simple sound of a phone ringing. All right, so where is all this going down? We're talking about professional services. You know, law firms, real estate agents, med spas. For them, Facebook isn't about scrolling through vacation photos. No way. It's a goldmine for generating new leads. And look, the scale here is just huge. A crazy 92% of realtors are on Facebook trying to find leads. And it's not just them. 75% of law firms are on there too. This isn't some passing fad, you guys. This is a core part of their business strategy. They're pouring cash into Facebook for one very specific reason. And that reason? It's super simple. They want to make the phone ring. They run those ads with a big, shiny call now button. That's the whole point of spending all that money. Get a real live person on the phone right now. So, the ads work. The phone should be ringing like crazy. But this is exactly where everything starts to fall apart. This is where the leak happens. And it's a big one. We're calling it the Great Call Leak. Yeah, think of it like this invisible crack in their marketing funnel. They're pouring all this money in at the top. But the leads and the profits are just draining right out the bottom before they even get a chance to become a customer. And here it is, the number that's at the very heart of this problem. 54%. That's right. That is the average number of inbound calls that these businesses just miss. Let that sink in for a second. More than half the time a potential customer calls, ready to spend money, they get nothing. Just silence. Oh, but it gets worse. I know what you're thinking. Well, they'll just leave a voicemail, right? Nope, not even close. A whopping 82% of those people, they don't leave a message. They just hang up and, yep, you guessed it, they call the very next business on the list. And just like that, the lead is gone. Poof, forever. I mean, when you see it laid out like this, it's just mind-blowing. It's literally a 50-50 shot whether a lead that a company paid for gets answered or totally ignored. That big bar for unanswered calls, that's not just a statistic. It's a mountain of wasted money and lost opportunity. Okay, and this is where it really starts to hurt. Because this isn't just some minor customer service issue. No, this is like taking a big chunk of your marketing budget and just setting it on fire. Seriously, think about it. The business paid Facebook, the ad did its job perfectly, the customer was hot, ready to go, and then crickets. The money is spent, but the opportunity just evaporated. Every single missed call is ad spend straight down the toilet. So how much are we really talking about here? Well, get this. Studies show that businesses can lose up to 30% of their entire advertising ROI just because they don't answer the phone properly. A third of their budget just gone. Let's put some real numbers on this. Say you spend £1,000 on ads. Your cost per lead should be about £20. But when you factor in all those missed calls, the real cost for each lead you actually talk to jumps up to £100. That means over £600 of that grand you spent just vanished. Now, what if you could make that waste disappear? Drop it to zero. That's what we're talking about. So the big question is, how do you fix a leak this big? You don't need to hire more people, and you definitely don't need a bigger budget. You need a smarter system. And that, my friends, is where AI comes in. Okay, so what is this? It's an AI voice assistant, and please, don't think of it as just an answering machine. It's so much more. Think of it as the perfect receptionist who works 24/7, never sleeps, answers every single call, qualifies the leads for you, books appointments right on the calendar, and logs everything neatly into your CRM. It's a total game changer. And here's how it works. It's beautifully simple. First, it catches every single call. Doesn't matter if it's 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. Second, it instantly figures out if the caller is a good lead by asking a few smart questions. Third, if they're a good fit, boom, appointment booked, right then and there. And finally, it puts all the info into the CRM, so you never have that, hey, whatever happened to that person who called moment ever again. And you see how the benefits just perfectly solve all those problems we talked about, right?
You never lose a lead just because it's after hours. All the tire kickers and time wasters, they get filtered out automatically. Calls become appointments, just like that. Nothing falls through the cracks, and every caller gets this super professional experience every single time.
All right, so what happens when you finally plug this giant leak? The result is simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You start turning all those calls you were missing directly into cash. And really, here's the bottom line. This whole thing is designed to do one thing and one thing only: get you more appointments and more sales from the exact same ad spend. You don't spend a penny more on ads, you just make the money you're already spending work so much harder. Basically, the AI is your insurance policy. It guarantees that every bit of potential your marketing creates actually gets captured and turned into something real. No more leaks, no more waste, just pure, clean efficiency.
And this is what it looks like in the end. The difference in your ROI is it's huge. That 30% of your budget that was just vanishing into thin air, you get it back. And it goes straight to the bottom line, boosting the profit on every single campaign you run.
So that really just leaves one last, really important question for you. Now that you've seen all this, how many of your clients, or maybe even your own business, are leaving this much money on the table right now just by letting the phone go unanswered?